Welcome back, everyone, to the Bourbon Judge. Today we're going to go ahead and dive into 1792 Sweet Wheat. So I'll start off by saying, number one, probably in an earlier episode, I reviewed 1792 Small Batch compared to Bottle and Bond. So for today, I'm not going to give you all the history about 1792. Please feel free to review the earlier episode to get all the history about 1792. But a couple of things I'll call out. So number one, 1792, they make obviously the bottled and bond, the small batch. I'm looking over here to my left, which is, I think I have almost all of them. The high rye, the full proof, the small batch, as well as obviously the sweet wheat, and then also a port finish as well. And then a single barrel too. So they make a ton of different bourbons. So I had the opportunity to visit 1792 Distillery just a couple weeks ago when I was out in Kentucky, and really enjoyed the overall visit of the distillery. Great people, small production, but very almost like a hands-on approach. Really, really nice touch as a whole. So for this week, we're going to change up a little bit. I know it normally at the end I give you a review and I say, is it a buy or is it not a buy? I'm giving you the verdict right now. This is definitely a buy, right? Obviously, I'm a big fan of 1792 products, but I'm going to explain this one to you in depth. So, first and foremost, when you see the name Sweet Wheat, I think the number one thing that kind of stands out is the word wheat. And I think most of us bourbon folks, bourbon aficionados and so forth, everyone thinks of, the Weller, Special Reserve, 107, and so forth. Throw that out the window. It's not a Weller bourbon. It's not similar at all, honestly, to Special Reserve or to 107. Completely different. And the name is the reason why. Sweet Wheat. This is truly much more of a sweet bourbon, if you will, or a sweeter bourbon compared to like the Wellers, and completely different profile too as well. Let's go ahead and pour this real quick. Even though I already told you it's a buy, I'm still going to pour it. Still going to drink it, right? And review it. All right, so let's see here. From a proof standpoint, this one is 91.2. There's no age statement, but I believe throughout the distillery tour, from what I was told, this one was aged about 6 to 8 years as a whole. So obviously you got some good aging from that standpoint, some good profile from the barrel stage and so forth. And kind of a funny story. So Sweet Wheat has been on my hit list for a long time. I've been looking for it high and dry over the last, let's call it 8-9 months. Been looking for it. Can't find it. So my wife calls me. She's out on a girls shopping trip and she says, hey, guess what I found? I'm not thinking it was Sweet Wheat. But she tells me, yes, she found 1792 Sweet Wheat and she found 3 bottles. So not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles. Good wife, right? Obviously, she's a keeper. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump into the nose here. Let's get into the nose. This smells so good. You smell the caramel, a little bit of vanilla, but mostly actually a lot of honey. It smells very sweet. Shocker. Really, really good. The smell actually reminds me of the Rick Houses at 1792 Distillery, right? When you first walk in, that smell, right, from the whole aging process from the barrels. That's exactly what it kind of takes me back to. Really nice. Okay, so we smell like I said, the honey, caramel. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the taste profile. Okay, so overall, definitely smooth, definitely a little bit sweet. I will say you definitely taste the caramel. You absolutely taste the honey. You taste the wheat, obviously. Very, very sweet and just kind of smooth all the way through. There's a very, very small, tiny little bit of burn as it goes down, but not much at all. This is one I would highly recommend, even if you typically like your bourbon on the rocks, right? I highly recommend at 91.2 proof, just drinking this one neat, right? There's no need to add any ice to this. This is just a beautiful bourbon all by itself, right? It's very smooth, so no ice needed. But I can't leave a bourbon just kind of unfinished. Let's get into this a little bit more. Wow. That is some good stuff, folks. Really, really good. Very smooth going down. You taste the caramel. Taste the honey right now in my mouth. Very sweet. Like I said, a very tiny burn, but just enough to remind you, hey, I'm drinking some good stuff, right? I'm drinking some bourbon, right? Really, really smooth. At $41, if you can find it, please make sure you grab a couple bottles. The only thing I ask is save a bottle for me. At least one, right? Come on. All right, folks. Until the next time, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.